Welcome to the Elders Corner. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? What's going on? Y'all, we haven't seen each other in a minute. What's been going? First of all, let me just say belated Thanksgiving. I know we had us a Thanksgiving episode. For those of y'all first time being on here, hi, I am Nessa the Holistic, and I am so glad y'all over here at Elders Corner. Listen, what's going on, big homies? Oh, geez, I miss y'all. Well, let me just give y'all a little bit of update. God is so good to me. God is so good to me. So, you guys know that I already have a job. It's a decent job. It pays the bills. But in order to get somewhere that I want to go in my own life, it's not enough to go there, right? And so, I'm thinking and asking God for a different type of financial blessing, and I believe in Him for it. And sometimes, it's a process and believe, and, when you're dealing with, your life in life terms. So y'all know that Friday, Saturday, and Sundays are my total holy days. Usually I'm in church. Not as a leader, as a member or members in different segments. And each day, so from Friday and Sunday, I go to the same church. And then on Saturday, Sabbath service, I go to a church. And so I had made that decision in my heartbreak. I had went through a real heartbreak with someone that I had met. She was a young lady. We were working. I was her supervisor. I was running 5 clinics back in 2019. And I met this young lady, and we were the only ones. And everybody else was, I had authority. She was like a gopher. I used to say, girl, you're not an octopus, because whatever nobody wanted to do, it was call her. And she ran and did it. She was so, how like when you first get when you first get your medical license, because I'm in the medical, but with anything, like when you first get your driver's license, you're so easy to drive. When you get your chef license, you're ready to cook. When you get your hair license, I was watching one hairstylist take you through the process. She had been doing hair. She learned all the techniques, but she needed her licenses in order to open a shop. As soon as she got her license, she was ready to do hair. So what I'm saying was she had just got her medical assistant license, and she was so eager to put what she learned, to work, to fill it, to do it. When you work hard for a degree, or when you work hard for anything, and then you get an opportunity to do it, you want to do it. And she was that way, and they took full advantage of her. At that time, I'm a little bit more seasoned. So, at that time, I wanted more money for less work. I wasn't in the tenacity of putting all that hard work, because I had put all my hard work in, and I ended up, at a new facility, a new job. I thought that was going to be at Family Health for the duration, but God knows what's best, and so I ended up at South Island, and then so. I got close to her. I brought her into my intimate, and I did know she was a child. I had my kids at the time. Her and my kids are the same age, so that was my first mistake. But I took her under my wing, and I wanted to show her the ropes. And how, when you're older and you have a knowledge or you have a wisdom, you want to give it to somebody. You don't want, with all you've been through, all your experience, all your knowledge, it's like, who I'm going to give this to that can take it and use it, or take the knowledge and process it and use it in their way better. You know what I'm saying? That's like a dream when you want to pass knowledges to, or mannerisms or behaviors, right? And so, long story short, she broke my heart. She said something that I expected her to never say. And she did some stuff that I never thought she would do. Okay? And instead of me going ham, Sam Jam. Y'all know what I'm talking about, big homie. I decided to walk away. And when I walked it away from that relationship, I told God I was walking into a more stronger relationship with him. And so I just cut off everybody. I was heartbroken from everybody. Once my bestie died, like, I didn't want no friends. I didn't want the conversation go, you know. And I was still a loving person. Hey, how you doing? If somebody needed something, they call my phone. I'm willing to hear, talk, counsel. But I didn't want the intimacy. Because every time I bring them into my intimacy, I get violated. And then I have to be the one, oh, you're the Christian, or you're the this, and you can't do that. You the pastor, or you the elder, or you the evangelist, you can't do that. But now, how many times do I get to let somebody just do that to me, and I can't do it because of that title? And I just had a big conversation with one of my big sisters. You know, I'm standing 10 toes down, y'all. I'm not letting nobody play with me like that. I'm sorry. We're going to do it, and then I'm going to talk to God on the altar about it. Because there's too many times you suck it for no reason. Why am I the one sucking, and I'm the one that's giving my best, and I'm the one that's supporting and doing for them or that or what? And the next thing you know, I'm the one. No. And then I got to still take it. You can't do that because you're this. All right? I'm not that kind. Will you do it as well we doing it at? Right, homie? Come on, OGs, tell me what's up. Like, you gonna let them, like, I've asked y'all before, how many of y'all are letting somebody just walk up to you and slap them and then just say, go ahead and get that one too, while you slapping. Now, I still love you. If you need something, you want me to take you in the store and get you something to eat? After that, I'm gonna slap fire at your mouth for no reason. They don't even know you. They walk up to you and just slap you. And you're supposed to let them slap the other one. And then you're supposed to be loving and kind towards them and buy them something to eat. If they ain't got no shoes on, put some shoes on their feet. I'm not that. That was only one person I know had the ability to do that. He died for all of us. Right now, we worship him. He took our whoopings. He died for us, for our sins. He did. He laid his life on the line for me and you. And that's why I love him so much, because he can do what I can't. If I had the ability to allow someone to hit me, and it don't even have to be a physical hit. It could be somebody gossiping against you or hurting you. Or you shared your heart with somebody and it's all in the church. Or you try to protect somebody else and they're the villain. That's a hit. And then you forgive them, and then they get to do something else to you. Then they steal your money or sleep with your husband. That's a hit. And then you say, you good over there? You need me to pay your light bill? Because I know you got a pass due notice. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. Maybe as I mature in Christ, God would teach me how to be that way. I don't know if I want to be taught that way. I'm just being honest. We real over here. On this side, we lays it down. You feel me? So, like, I can't do it. But you know what, big homies? I don't know why we ended up over there in that conversation. But y'all know I really, really, really had a great and amazing Thanksgiving. And I hope y'all did too. And I hope you guys watched the Thanksgiving episode. Y'all know a lot of times on the Elders Corner, we talk about these pagan holidays. We talk about these religious holidays. And we talk facts about them. Things that you can look up for yourself when we talk about certain subjects. And we talked about Thanksgiving and how it derived and what it meant. We know it was a massacre of the Indians. We know that the Europeans migrated over here. And when every time they made the 8-day journey to the Americas, they gave thanks to God. You know, and so we also know that in 1826 that when, you guys, my dress is bothering me, I apologize. We know that in the 1800s when Lincoln made it a national holiday that week. And so we're going to talk a little bit about Black Friday today. And y'all know Christmas time is coming up, and there are a lot of holidays. And there are a lot of things that happen in this time. And we're going to talk about it week by week as we progress. And I also want to talk to I want to ask you guys, listen, mark a couple of days on your calendar. We got some big things coming up. And later on in the episode, I'm gonna get you guys some good information for some good worship experience. And so while I am talking about the other things, y'all go get your pen and your paper, and we gonna come back and I'm gonna let y'all know what's going on coming up. So y'all know that as they built America and as we got out of the 1700s and we're coming into independence and government and stuff, during this time, slavery is going on. And so a lot of the holidays that we talked about during this time, the blacks had to do it, or the slaves had to do it in their way. They were working in the fields and in the house to make sure their master had this fulfilled Christmas, with this Viking, coming and doing the gifts and stuff. It was very Christian, and they went to church on Christmas Day Mass, and the slaves did pick up the culture. And so they would make their gifts and they would, do different things. But anyway, I went too far because I'll be giving y'all too much. Because when I read, like you guys, I'm a reader, I'm a researcher. I like to read stuff and I like to transform it in my way. So I might not be verbatim and word for word, but I always give you the correct information, and I move so fast. My mind is faster than the way I talk. Seriously. So, during that time, Thanksgiving time, like I was telling you about, the migrants coming from Europe, the plantation owners, the slave owners, remember too, I want to teach you guys something real quick. There were certain ports on the East Coast and the West Coast of the United States. Okay, when they supposedly found this place full of culture, full of people, full of life, cultivated life, civilized life. When they discovered it, they put ports, and so as they came in and took over and killed, and this is mine. They were also invaded, had already, because remember, Britain and those other countries, Europe and stuff, they were developed and they just came out. They were doing slavery too. All of the clear people were going to Africa, where the Africans were selling each other out. Why the slaves? All Britain got a history of slavery. Europe has a history of slavery. America, all those countries had slaves from Africa. I'm gonna do some research on that, y'all. Maybe by Juneteenth, I'm gonna have some information, because that just rung a bell in my head. They were doing the slaves. They had the slaves, and they had ports. There was a port in Florida. Then you had one in North Carolina. Then you had one in Virginia. Then you had one in Boston. You remember the Boston Tea Party? Right. They had ports, and so they would bring the slaves into certain ports, because the upper states, the northern states, didn't do it. They didn't have slavery. No. It was the southern states, right? And so North Carolina had the biggest, what they call square, the biggest chopping block, right? And remember when I told y'all that when they would do Thanksgiving, that people would flock into the city, right? They would flock into the city. And during this time, when they come to the city, during this Thanksgiving week, the beginning weeks for sale, the slaves would be sold for cheap. In the 1800s, plantation owners would sell their slaves at a discount and no tax. This is why they considered it was Black Friday. The crowd of people and the cheap slaves, or the slaves that you can buy tax-free. Okay? And then in September the 24th, 1869, the U.S. gold market crashed. And everybody from the market barons to the farmers lost everything. They lost everything. They didn't have anything. And so they said because it was a dark day, they did no taxes on all products so that they can try to get some money back from the loss, right? And that's how we still get your Black Fridays. And so for me, I just feel like if you're waiting to Black Friday to shop, then, for those deals, good for you. Because I ain't got nothing to say. It benefits you. I hear a lot of other content creators talk about, boycott the Amazon and because of Elon Musk, or no Black Friday because of what it stands for. Listen, I never Black Friday shop. I never did it. I grew up in the South. That wasn't a big thing for us. Black Friday shopping and stuff. And so that's not a big thing for me. But if you utilize it, do it. Don't put your life in jeopardy for no TV. And they're fighting. You see it on TV. They fight stuff. Like, it's not worth it when you can order online and come straight to your door. That part. I've been, out of the loop a little bit, but I'm kind of glad I have been. Like I told you guys, Thanksgiving, we went down south. And I had some family time that I needed. Usually I go home and be with my mom and dad so I could be the little girl. But I brought my family, so I had to be on my holiday. But it's okay. I hadn't experienced in a minute, so I was grateful for the time. It wore me out, and I'm glad to be home quiet. Because, I got adult kids. I don't got no children. I got 3 grandbabies, and I only see 1. So, God will fix that. And so, while I was down there, I got a couple of gifts, guys. My baby sister. Thank you, Mimi. See this? See this picture, y'all? It's a blanket. Look what it says. I love you to my sister. That was awesome. I was so grateful for that. I was so grateful. Thank you, girl. It's on the bed now. I was going to actually make it into how when you go into some places and they have the aesthetics and sometimes you see it'd be the blanket, but it'd be in a frame and they do all this stuff to it. I was going to do that, but I really love it and I made it personal. So I put my personal scents on. I won't let nobody sit on it. It's only mine. I can't wait till we have another big family gathering because I'm going to have it in the car with me. Anyway, y'all got y'all pins and stuff? Okay. December the 14th at 12 o'clock. Listen, if you're in the New York area, if you're in the Bronx, on Washington Avenue, 2195 Washington Avenue, Bronx, New York. Listen, they did a community Thanksgiving, where they fed the community and then the church ate together as a family. And, my sister, Pastor Judy, said, it's not going to be churchy like. But once all the people had came and we went to sing it, it felt so good. It was so liberating. Sometimes, I remember, people would go and get food and stuff. And one of the things that they didn't like was having to sit through the services. And it was so long and you had to wait. But it wasn't like that. This was one of those services that it was beautiful. The music, the words, the expression, and the food was so good. My God. Now that's good. Listen, y'all. December the 14th, 2014, 12 o'clock. It's a Saturday. The theme is Let's Get Lifted. Okay? She's coming out of Psalms 24, 6 through 10, I think it is. Okay? Let's Get Lifted. Listen, it's a youth revival. I'm pretty sure Every time she has something, there's food there. And this is not no, food you be like, oh, I don't eat church. Listen, I say it all the time. I don't eat church food. I don't eat church, but I eat there. Food is good. Okay? Clean and people clean. No people, listen. Good food, good music, and good preaching. Okay? Now, Elder DeVert, I think her name is, or his name, Elder DeVert is opening. And then we got Evangelist Regans. She's going to do a workshop. Okay? And then Apostle Campbell is going to close there. It's going to be very good. It's going to be learning. I think he prophesies apostle. Apostle or prophet. He prophesies. He's a prophet. I don't know the other two speakers, but I'm pretty sure if she chose them, they're good. She's good, and she lives what she teaches. And that's a great quality to have as a leader. So if you decide to be a leader, whatever you be preaching, you call yourself preaching, try to live by it a little bit. At least present that you live by it. And don't let nobody else know that you're struggling with it. That's just a little personal tea. I just gave that to you. Listen, homie, I'm gonna keep you. Iron sharpens iron. Okay? Nobody on earth, and don't let nobody trick you and tell you they are perfect, or that they are so holy they don't make no mistakes. Okay? Or that they're mistake free, they're issue free, they're just the best person in the world. Okay? If they let you tell, if they never sin, they don't sin, they don't do, listen, them, get away from them real fast. Punch them in the mouth because they're lying to you. They're trying to play you. Okay? That was December the 14th. December the 22nd. Okay? God's Grace and Mercy is having a toy drive and dinner. That's over there with Pastor Marshall and Pastor Brown. Now, remember when I told y'all Pastor Brown is the smooth criminal? She has a soft, gentle, authoritative spirit. She's soft, she's smooth, she's gentle, she's loving. She's beautiful too. Matured. And when she preaches and ministers, it's soft and gentle. And it's so soft and gentle, but it's so strong. And y'all know Pastor Kumar. That's the one that did the reggae rendition at Convocation. You know the one with the pink on. Y'all remember? Go look at the video. Her. Pastor Marshall and Pastor Brown is having a dinner, a Christmas toy drive and dinner. Okay? And so, if you have time, it says 20 Richmond Plaza at 1 p.m. And if you need a toy, I think you're supposed to come and get you a toy. And if you're being a donator, bring the toy already, for a boy or a girl. Put boy on the box. I'm assuming, I'm just giving an idea. Okay? You put boy in the age of the toy. And you wrap it. So, because I think they're going to give the gifts out, when they eat or how they do it. I'm not sure. Next Wednesday, I have more information for you. I just know that these are the events that I think you should go. Especially this is Christmas time. If you know somebody ain't got no, they're not going to have, come on, family. When some of the sisters and brothers are going through stuff and their kids are not going to have. These little bit of events help. This is what church really is supposed to be doing. Okay, guys? Church really, it amazes me of so many churches on one block, but you never see the churches come outside and take care of the community or the block they're on. It's so, like, who do you follow? Like, for real. Like, if I'm a follower of Christ and I'm being Christ-like, and I read the scriptures, right? He was with the prostitute. The leaders got at him. Why you sitting over there with them kind of people? And you supposed to be the son of God. You supposed to be this and that. And you over there. He hung out with them. You know, he didn't sit in the box. He didn't sit in the corner. He wasn't in the church. He was outside. He preached outside on the hill, on the water side. And then when he gave them spiritual knowledge, he made sure they had something to eat and drink. He took care of them. Those that were sick got healed. What we doing as a church? No, we too focused on what everybody's doing personally. We too focused on getting a title and hustling people. That's what's going on. You worried about what so and so doing and why, and you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing. Leader, you know, it's crazy how you miss service, but you gotta call the leaders, or you gotta listen. That's not how it goes. The shepherd, the Lord said, if it's 99 sheep and one go astray, the sheep that you leave at, they know my voice. They know other they're going to follow. Go get that other sheep and then come back. Huh? As leaders, we supposed to be taking care of their souls and checking on them and make sure they're good. Making sure that they're talking to God and praying for them. We got it backwards. That's why the church ain't growing no more. I remember we used to run the church just to hear the music. You hear on Sundays, you hear the church music, you kind of stop and get that little beat. You be like, I'm coming to church on Sunday. For those of us that are believers. Okay. When I watch when I watch the Muslims go for Juma, they're excited. You know. I'm just saying, we got to change the game. And they'll try to convert you. Do we invite people to church? When's the last time you invited somebody to your church? How did the church act when you brought the people in? Oh, God. I'm going to talk about that later. Okay, and then y'all know on December the 31st, Greater Restoration Through Deliverance is having a crossover service. That'll be at December the 35th, 621 East 70th Street, Bronx, New York. Bishop Tate, Pastor Marshall, and Apostle Robinson. They are, Bishop Tate is from City of Yahweh, and I just told y'all about Pastor Marshall. She's from God's Grace and Mercy. And then, my Apostle Robinson. That's my apostle. Okay, Apostle Robinson. Is having, they're having a crossover service. But you guys listen. I really just stopped by here to check on y'all. We're going to get back into some stuff. Y'all see I got my red on. I'm already in the holiday spirit. Did I tell y'all about my blessing? Yes, I did at the beginning. But the Lord has blessed me. And the Lord has changed my circumstance. And so I'm focused a lot on me right now. There's a lot of information I've been studying. You guys, we're going to work Christmas out. I want to talk about Saturnalia. Saturnalia. We're going to talk about St. Nicholas. We're going to talk about Santa. We're going to talk about the Nativity. Okay. There's some things we're going to talk about over here on this corner. Okay. We're going to put some stuff together. We're going to not be ignorant Christians. We're not going to be ignorant believers. We're going to know what is going on. And because you know it, doesn't mean that because this was my tradition, I participate with this, and because I did this means that I'm doing that. It doesn't work like that. Now, if you're doing the thing, because I'm going to talk to you about them Christmas trees. Y'all better read Jeremiah. But anyway, we're going to talk about the Christmas trees. And we're going to talk about this holiday time. All right? We're going to talk about the winter solstice. Oh, yeah, no, country. We're going to talk about a few things on here. We're going to learn. This is a learning channel. This is a holistic channel. This is a spiritual channel. We are going to talk about spiritual stuff. We're going to talk about Christian stuff. I'm a Christian. That's what I believe in. Somebody said, oh, that's all you talk about in church. Well, that's all I know. That's all I know. What else am I gonna talk about? I don't hang out. I don't bump outside. I'm not outside. You know, I ain't been outside. I haven't. I go outside. You know, but I haven't been outside like that. You know, I've got new friendships that mean so much more to me. For a long time, I pour. Like I told y'all, my relationship, because of that hurt for that child that I thought was going to be my friend / daughter / sister for the rest of my life, you know. You betrayed my heart, okay? And I ran to these churches, and I've been at them. Every church that I go in and continue, I've been in every service. And the only services I have not been in with them is I'm out of town. Because that's what I do. Okay? And I was doing it because I run them to protect my heart. I don't want no friendships. Keep that stuff over there. Right? And the Lord changed my circumstances. He opened my eyes. I'm at my next level, y'all. And I'm going to be working. And let me tell you something. It wasn't the people that were sucking me dry that I thought was my friends. They had everything to say about someone they were eating out their hand. It's always the ones you feed. It's always the dogs that you feed. And I kind of understand why Jesus told the lady at the table, you know, this bread is for the children, you know. Dogs, you know, can't eat from the master's table. I understand why he felt that way. I know the truth. I'm just using it as symbolic, playing with it. But I understand why. Okay, every time you feed one of them dogs, right, they be the ones that cross you. And I was so broken in Lewis. I said, God, why every time I beat up for somebody, the whole time you plotting on the relationship, you think you're going to, because I give you a little something or I do something like that, you did not get over. God made sure that I had enough that I can do that. I'm never giving nobody my last. I'm never putting myself in a give you something that's going to have me messed up later. I'm never going to do that. Okay? But God always provides for me, so I'm able to do certain things. Right? But it's always the dogs. Y'all. Beware of the dogs. Y'all remember them little signs? I'm going to get me a sign. Beware of the dogs. Because every time you feed them, they'll lick you in your face. They'll poop on your feet. I want to say something else, y'all. You know? And because of that, I ran to these churches and been so blessed. And the quality of friendships that I have now, people that pour into you, the Lord pour into you. Girl, go do this. Did you do what God said? You've been in your scriptures? We've been on the phone 2-3 hours talking about God, going over the scriptures, preaching to each other, questioning each other. That's the same thing I got from Eric. I used to get that from Pastor Eric. I used to get that from my brother. He'll call me, he'll read the scripture or something, and something to hit him, and we back and forth. And he's a traditional, you know, that law. My Pastor Judy the same way. I'm the more radical type of Christian. I see past the construct of the structure. And I live in the freedom of God, in the mercy, in the grace of Him. And so I love the hours of conversation about the scriptures. And we just laughing, and it feels good to talk to somebody like that. And they know everything about you, and they love you, and they push you. She got my heart. The whole family do. The whole family got my heart. The entire family got my heart. With that being said, y'all, listen. Thank y'all for coming over. I love y'all. I miss y'all so much. Listen, next week we're going to be talking about Saturn Natra. And we'll be talking about the winter solstice. And we'll be talking about a little bit about Christmas. So get ready. Listen, y'all. I need your help. Okay, I'm trying to build this podcast. I do have camera systems coming. I ordered some stuff so we can make this better for next year. But I need y'all to start liking the videos. Okay, hit the like button. Hit make a little comment. You know what I'm saying? The more you do that, the more we build on this channel, the better we can get a better system. I'm supposed to I had hired an assistant, and we're going to see how this is going to work out. But I need y'all to start hitting like. Okay? Thank you. Peace out. Hi, I'm Nessa the Holistic, and I thank you for stopping by Elder's Corner.